This is the story of how God provided for Noah and his family during the time of the great flood. One day, Noah was out praying and reading his Bible, communicating with God, and God told him that he was thinking of destroying the entire earth because of the wickedness that was there. He gave Noah specific plans how to build the ark, what kind of wood to use, and how large to make it. Noah took these plans, and very shortly thereafter, he went to see his family. When his family found out Noah's plan, actually God's plan, they were very willing to help him because they knew that Noah was a man of God, and they trusted that Noah would give them wise counsel on how to stay safe during the flood that God was planning to bring. It was time for the construction to begin on the ark, and all the family pitched in together to help make everything run smoothly. They had to carefully measure the boards, cut them, and place them into the ark's design. This was many days, many years of hard work for Noah and his family. As the ark was getting closer to being finished, they were all kind of excited about how nice this plan of God's looked, and they were anxiously awaiting God's telling them that the time had come to go into the ark. They still finished the project very diligently and waited for God's timing. It was time for the animals to come into the ark. Noah's family watched as God brought the animals, one male and one female from each animal. And Noah and his family were very careful to place them in the ark and make sure that they had the food and supplies they would need to feed all the animals. There were deer, there were dogs, there were cats. Even horses came to the ark, and Noah and his family carefully got them in and made sure that each of them were comfortable and in a good place so that they would be safe during the flood that God was planning to bring to take away the sin from the world. Finally, the work was done. Now all they had to do was wait for the rain to start. Noah and his family were very careful, and they stayed on the ark for many days. I'm sure this was a very boring time in their lives as they watched. The days came when they would get on the ark, and they began to count all the days and all the nights until this part of this journey would be completed. More days down, more days to come. I'm sure by this time they were all getting bored. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Finally, the days of the waters were finished. And on the set day, God allowed the water to stop. And finally, they could hear that no more water fell on the earth. Now it was just a waiting game to see how long it would take until they could leave the ark. They continued to throw out birds. they would come back, and Noah knew it was still more time needed to stay on the ark. This happened several times. Finally, one day, they threw the dove out, and it did not return. The day was January the 1st, and God finally said, "It is time. The waters have dried up enough for you and your family to leave the ark." They were so excited to leave and to come out into the world. All the animals had to come off the ark, and Noah's family carefully cared for each one of them, making sure that they each were taken care of.